Welcome to our channel Coders Hub. As promised, in this week we'll be covering with the introduction to databases and SQL. Today we'll have the basic discussion about database. If you are a beginner to date what a database is, if you do not have any idea, first of all let's structure it. Data and a base. Why it is used and what is the purpose of a database? So actually when you collect the data and store that and manage that properly in a space, particularly in layman's language, if I say, so that is the purpose of the database. Properly, it's used for the collection of your data in a secured space in layman's term. So why? Why do we store this data in a database? So you might be asking me this question. The purpose to store the data in a database is to access that wisely. We can access that at any point of time whenever we require them. The process of retrieval of the data is quite easier. Updating the data is quite easier. Earlier, think about the time when you used to manually insert the things. We used to have a pen and paper to write the things. But nowadays, one query, one command, and the data will be get inserted into a database. So we can store it in a structured format. We can retrieve whenever you want. So if you are a student of any school, so we want to retrieve the information of you. So how can you retrieve the information of you? So if it would have been manual, we need to go to that every class and check that whether you're present in that class or not. And if the database exists, we'll basically search with your name first. If it exists, if multiple name exist, then we'll check with which class, with your date of birth or some unique key. We may figure it out that you are this guy who is from this. We'll have some identity, or you have some primary key, or you'll have that roll number with you. That is quite unique. Registration number that may be unique. So in that way, we can figure it out. So retrieval process is quite easy. Updation process is also easy. So ultimately, and it can be managed properly, we can delete it at any time. So easy access, we use this database. Huge amount of data we can store inside a database. It's a business is quite helpful for business application. Multiple users can have, making them feel critical applications can be easily handled using this database. So if you should be aware of it like RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So what is there are two kinds of databases that actually exists. One is the Relational Database Management System and the other is the NoSQL. NoSQL. So the name probably should have you are aware of it using the NoSQL, what it is and where we use it. So our primary focus in this content will be regarding the RDBMS. So where basically our data that is structured into rows and columns. So we use structured query language for this. So we structured query language, and whether you know SQL, if you go, that's the purpose is no SQL. So you can understand, right? So structured query language for the data management. So we create a table using the create command. We select star from user. So we'll coming into this slowly into that. So first we need to understand the what is the purpose of relational database management system. So some of the examples are like MySQL, one of the most commonly used. SQL Server, Postgre is other one. And if you say about the NoSQL, it's about handling the unstructured or semi-structured data. Unstructured, what do you mean by unstructured? That there is no schema, there is no predefined schema, there is no table structure. We do not basically maintain any fixed table structure for this NoSQL. So if you are a MongoDB expert, so you are aware of it. If you are a Redis, Cassandra wise, so Cassandra is Neo4j is a graph-based database. So this is what it is. So hierarchical database is basically tree parent-child relationship. Tree is in the sense parent-child. We basically maintain that parent-child relationship. An object-oriented database is actually storing the data in objects and similar to like you hope you're aware of the object oriented programming concepts, object db db4. So but yes, we are here about the relational database. So let's get back to the relational database where you left. So what is a relational database? So storing the data in tables. Tables is essential, it will maintain some relation with some rows and columns. Taking into that rows and columns into consideration, it will basically build a relationship. Each table will have one primary key to identify the record. Just in the beginning I told you that if you're reading in a school and I need to figure it out which class you read, we'll basically provide the key, and using that key means your registration number, I can easily figure it out which class you are. I can easily figure it. How? By using ID, your registration number. We can figure it out. So that yes, it also supports the relay between table to foreign keys. What is foreign keys? Referential integer, that will come into the later part of the chapter, that concepts. So that let's and updates query update. So you know skill based like queries is basically a statement that we write to get the retrieve the datas or sometime update the datas, that is a query. Or joins means basically joining both the tables or something, that it means that is actually required, so that is a join. So normalization concepts will come into picture, and constant that will come into the picture in the upcoming videos. So there will have a discussion on it. So now the major concept. Just before ending this video, so this is an important thing: database and table. We might have confused actually table and database. So what is the difference between this table and a database? So let's come into the picture that what is a database and what is a table. So okay, database means what? Collection. A table is contained within a database, correct? Not only table, not only table. It will also contain like schemas, indexes, views, stored procedures, and everything it will be contained here. And in if we say about the table, particularly it will consist of the rows and the columns. For example, create table student. So there we'll have the student. And if we talk about the customer, they will have the customer related datas. So it can have more than one columns and describe the attribute of that entity. This is it about the database and a table. Entire system and database can have multiple tables, relationship, database objects are stored. So where basically what happens whenever table it may consist of the multiple tables, correct? So this is one of the important concept that we dealt with. So guys, if you have any queries, please update us. So if you have any questions, so please update that, and we'll be covering in the upcoming sessions. So this is the most important thing that we have discussed, that what is a database and a table. So hope it's clear regarding this concept. So in the upcoming sessions, we'll be considering the covering the new concept into more details like query structures, how to create table, how to update a table, and several such concepts. Please stay tuned for more updates. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.